If you're waiting for an RFQ, you're already too late. Someone else has already shaped the spec, put it all together. You're just one of the 5 quote monkeys now racing everybody to the bottom. I'm telling you, this is how it works. The most profitable packaging deals, they don't go to the lowest bidder. They go to the company that helped design the solution before the bid ever hit the street. Stop reacting to quotes and start driving the conversation. This comes with asking questions and penetrating an account and listening to what the clues that the customer is saying, why they're looking, what's currently happening, what's the goal, what are they trying to do, when do they need it, who have they used before. All these kind of things today's rep doesn't even think about. And when this happens, you're just a quote monkey, okay? All you're doing is get an RFQ to give it to and race to the bottom, and they're going to give it back to the original guy, I'm telling you. And that happens time and time and time again. And the fact that we've replaced real, true salespeople over the last 15, 20 years with order takers, this is what we're left. Now, as AI is coming on, and it's coming on strong, these companies are going to let these people go. If you're an order taker and you're not providing any value, you can be the nicest guy or gal in the world, you're going to lose. They're going to replace you with an AI bot who can do this 24/7, never takes days off, never has sick days, never has problems getting Johnny on the bus, or never has to take their kids to the dentist. What I'm saying here is, this is why I've been so adamant over the years about specializing, getting into something different, doing something different, standing out. And again, this is just another example when you're waiting for RFQs and think that's good, or think that's somehow going to sustain you at this company, you're going to lose, okay? Look, it's going to go to the lowest bidder. Now, years ago, I worked with a pet food brand, and they were getting constant complaints about pouches that are leaking. They didn't know what was happening. I got in before they went out for bid and found the issue, fixed what was happening, rebuilt kind of the pouch specs, and rebranded the packaging. But what I'm getting at here is, because I was at the forefront of this, because I understood really the solutions that we already put together, because I was in the lead of this. You can send this stuff out to all you want, but when you're dealing in specialized packaging and you're dealing in solutions, these guys and it happens all the time, is some clerk will send out a vid and I'm a nickel and somebody else is 4 cents, and they give it away. Now, what happens is, I'm telling you, when you're dealing with specialized packaging, they don't understand the intricacies of what's going on. They don't understand to spec out the material, or to make sure they put it under a microscope to understand exactly what the structure is, or to test run. They're just an RFQ person. So they're doing whatever the RFQ says, and when you've got some clerk that is just looking at a cheap price, this is when stuff really gets crazy, where suddenly you've got these, you've got the customer complaints, or you've got the bags that are breaking, like this particular example. And when you're in the specialized packaging space, and you're the one at the epicenter, controlling the conversation, making sure you are pulling the pieces together, you're in a very, very solid position of strength. And you don't have to sit here and worry about losing to the lowest bidder. When you sell commodity packaging, and this is why I keep going here, when you just sell tape and your value is you're Johnny on the spot, driving it out there to drop it off, that's not value. You're just a paid, glorified delivery person, and that doesn't bring any value. But when you're solving problems, and whatever it is you're coming up with is something that is truly value add, then you're in a good situation to hang around and build your business. Commodity stuff, I'm telling you, you can offer all the payment terms you want, you can drop your prices all you want, eventually this is going to come to roost where you're dealing with just commodity stuff. You're going to be a number, and it's going to come back and it's going to bite you. And again, can't stress this enough. This is why, you've got to lead the conversation. You've got to be somebody that is actually driving conversations, bring people together. That's how you're going to make your bones in this business. Now, here's how you create demand before the RFQ. Teach what problems you solve. Look, post short videos, write emails, tell real stories, get seen, target niche buyers, okay? Think food safety, sustainability, shelf life, leaking, recalls, freight costs. Go deep, not wide, okay? These are the kind of things that you can teach. These are the kind of things that you can share. You can capture these as videos. You can create blog posts and case studies. You can do all kinds of things out there and push the envelope to get your name and get somebody leaning into what you are working on. When you just are another Me Too that's just a quote or a phone call or an email away that just does nothing but price, you're nothing, okay? Absolutely nothing. I'm sorry to say this, but you bring very little value. Could be the nicest person in the world, but if you are not capturing what you do well, sharing that information with the right person, getting to people who would really and truly appreciate it. When you talk things like sustainability, Betty the clerk buyer doesn't give a shit. I'm telling you right now. But when you talk to a sustainability manager about eco-friendly and the environment and requirements from major retailers and all that stuff, you are literally now breaking through those barriers and separating yourself from the rest of the pack. Don't just stand around here and, again, wait for the RFQ. You've got to be very, very proactive. Give them the language before they even know what to ask. Talk about flexible options, downgrading, EPR compliance, certifications, whatever it may be. Be the one educating, not just reaching and reacting, okay? Be the one educating, not just that guy out there reaching for anything, all right? If they're learning from you, they'll spec you in before your competition even finds out. Now stop quote chasing, all right? Stop quote chasing. Let me say that even better and start owning the specs. If you want to see how this works, how to shape demand in your market without cold calls and without waiting, DM me demand. I'll show you the playbook. Now here, in closing, be the source, not the afterthought, okay? Be the source. When you're at the source, you are at the epicenter, you are the one controlling the conversation, and you cannot fail. Thanks.